Welcome to Desmond's Durness. Let's head off on a donder. We've moved on from Lochmeady. Here's the Dondorna Broch. Looks impressive in the picture, and here it's in the landscape. Not a great deal of it visible from this side. Or so much from this side. As we're parked on a narrow road, it's also not a place really to fly the drone. So I improvise with the tripod to find it's all been filled in. Dun Dornaigil is an Iron Age broch in Sutherland in the Scottish Highlands. It is in Strathmore on the eastern bank of the Strathmore River. It is under the care of Historic Scotland, and the interior has been filled in and is now inaccessible. The broch has an external diameter of about 14.5 metres. The walls of Dun Dornaigil generally survive from 2 to 3 metres around the circumference of the broch, but above the doorway they rise to nearly 7 metres. The entrance is on the northeast side but is filled with debris. There is a massive triangular lintel over the entrance which measures 1.4 metres along the base and 0.9 metres in height. The interior of the broch is filled with collapsed rubble from the upper levels and is not accessible. Parking is limited, so if it's busy, move on and come back. The broch stands at the side of a river. And commands this part of Strathmore and what was probably an important route back in its day. The one bit of crap we've found so far. Why do people do it? We've moved on from Lochmeady and we're having lunch at Loch Hope. We're going to move around now. We're going to head up onto the north coast. We've seen a few campers so far, but not really any mess. That one little bit, that mask could have come from a camper, could have come from a local. We'll never know. But so far, none of the problems reported on social media. Our lunchtime spot, Loch Hope. We're heading north from here and probably around Loch Rubble to Durness. We're looking south down Ben Hope. No, we're not. We're looking south down Loch Hope. A lovely spot for lunch or even an overnight stop. And there, topped by cloud, Ben Hope. We had planned stopping at the car park there, but it is absolutely full. So maybe another time. Apart from providing a thumbnail opportunity, it just goes to prove that Lindsay's with me. Ben Hope is the most northerly Munro, standing alone in the Flow Country, which is a region of peat-covered moorland. It is southeast of Loch Hope in Sutherland. The mountain is a rough triangular wedge with a great crag on the west with two lower shoulders to the south and northeast. Alpine flowers are abundant in season, although the ground is rocky. The principal route to the summit starts in Strathmore to the west of the mountain, where there is parking off a small road. Just south of the burn on the Strathmore Road is the Dun Dornaigil Broch, which we've already seen in this video. Of Durness. An overnight stop in our August adventure. And a heron in the far distance. Youngster by the look of it. And a sneaky wide angle information board. But there, the rest of the Kyle. And over that side, the road Cape Wrath, accessible from this side only by ferry. Durness is a village and civil parish in the northwest Highlands of Scotland. It lies on the north coast of the country in the traditional county of Sutherland, around 129 miles north of Inverness. The area is remote and the parish is huge and sparsely populated. covering an area from east of Loch Rubble to Cape Wrath, the most northwesterly point of the Scottish mainland. The main sources of employment in the village are crofting and tourism. It is the largest village in the northwestern corner of Scotland with a population of 400. It is on the A838 road, part of the NC 500, and it is located on the north coast between the towns of Thurso, which is 72 miles to the east, and Ullapool, 68 miles to the south. In 2007, Durness hosted the John Lennon Northern Lights Festival, a celebration of music, poetry, theatre and other cultural activities in celebration of the spirit of John Lennon, who, when in childhood, took summer holidays in the village and along the coast. Lennon returned for a visit in 1969 with Yoko Ono and their children, but the visit was apparently cut short when Lennon drove his car off the road by Loch Rubble. The track In My Life from Rubber Soul is said to be based on a poem about Durness which he wrote on a teenage holiday in the area. Although most of the original poem's meaning was lost during the songwriting, much of it can be gleaned. A small shrubby garden has been dedicated to John Lennon in the centre of the village, and the house where he stayed during his holidays still stands. There are also claims that the rugged scenery around Durness, Cape Wrath, may have been inspired Tolkien in creating Middle-earth for his series of Lord of the Ring epics. Is a coastal inlet on the north coast of Scotland in the county of Sutherland. It extends for about 5.5 miles inland from Balnakeil and divides the Cape Wrath Peninsula from the mainland. The nearest village is Durness. The Kyle is around half a mile wide and tidal, with only a narrow channel of water remaining at low tide along most of its length. Unlike other coastal inlets along Scotland's northern coast, it is not straight. It has two major bends around Coaldale. It opens into Balnakeil Bay, which is around 2 miles wide. At its mouth, Farinade Head on the eastern shore of the bay provides the range control for Cape Wrath Military Training Area to the west. The danger area associated with the range includes sea areas to the north of the bay, and the range is used for live ammunition and bombing by the Royal Navy vessels, as well as for bombing practice by the RAF. The rivers Dionard and Grudy flow into the Kyle at its southern end, with the Dial and a number of other minor streams flowing into the Kyle along its length. The geology along the eastern side of the Kyle is limestone with rolling grasslands dominating. The Kyle and its surrounding area forms part of the Old Shore Moor, Cape Wrath, Durness Special Landscape Area and contains a number of archaeological remains dating to the prehistoric period. Thank you for watching our August adventure, and we hope you'll join us next week for the 3 concluding parts of this short holiday donder. Bye for now. This whole ground isn't so much about the scenery, but it's entirely about the lack of mess and rubbish here. Last night there were 6 or 7 campers, our motorhome, and 3 or possibly 4 tents. And as you can see, there is absolutely no mess where the tents, ourselves, or the campers. Good time to move on. Thank you for watching this week's Desmond's Donders. Please take nothing but memories, leave nothing that tracks. We hope you enjoyed it and you'll join us next time. In the meantime, please think about subscribing.